Welcome back to Torment. Alright, we're in the bloom. Let's talk to Dracogen. I know before I wanted to do anything but talk to him, but that's only because I just wanted to save my freaking game. But now that I have time, I want to talk to him and find out what he knows. Dracogen's flat eyes rove quickly across you, measuring and studying in a glance. He smiles warmly, but his eyes remain hard. You return, more quickly than I had anticipated. Do you have something for me, perhaps? Or perhaps I can do something for you. One of my companions is infested with demons of some kind. Can anyone in this place help him?
I'll remember that.
Demons? It's not a question. He stares at you for a moment. No, I know nothing about demons. Perhaps one of the doctors in Shurgen's slump will be able to assist you. If they are within my power to answer, and if they do not come with a price. Ask away, my friend. You mentioned knowing about Mila Vest before. What else do you know about cast-offs and changing God? You asked to plunder a great deal of knowledge, but I suppose you'll discover these things sooner rather than later. And it would behoove me to have you think well of me. Again, the shark-like smile. But we should make your questions come one at a time. So what do you know about Mila Vest? Alas, I have only heard stories. I know that it is a place of refuge, a sanctuary. It was a place of refuge, a sanctuary. It is no longer, anything but a pile of rubble. I once sought it out. Its name means Stone of Wonders in an ancient, largely forgotten tongue, and I thought perhaps to acquire this stone. He smiles ruefully. I did not find it naturally, but the search allowed me to make the acquaintances of a number of your brethren. This proved fruitful on several occasions. To plunder the treasure of that place. Sadly, it will probably never be. No, it will almost definitely never be. So what can you tell me about the other cast-offs? I have had the pleasure of knowing quite a few. Some were excellent business partners and sources of information. Matkina especially, for she knew the bloom and the city above. Innifer hid from his acolytes in the bloom, but found no peace here. I have met with the Chalcedon and Pajarekan as they sought advantage for their armies. Your kind are drawn here frequently, though they rarely stay long. Mazov was an intriguing one. He did so much more than merely find treasures. A shame what became of him. Thanks for the accolades. Would you have said the same thing if I weren't here? A smile tugs at her lips. Matkina, you know me better than that. Of course I would have. I speak my mind. I would know if you had incurred my wrath. He bows his head slightly. You would know if you had incurred my wrath. Okay. Yeah. What can you tell me of the changing God? His mood darkens. Your sire is brilliant, but he is dishonest and untrustworthy. We agree on that. I dealt with him while he was in the body of one of your ill-fated brethren. He carried the amulet then, and he vowed that I should have it for my troubles when he had no further need of it. Instead, he locked it away in the Ascension beyond my reach, and then vanished. I would have taken my vengeance, but I discovered that the body he returned to me was not the mind that I had left. It was through this interaction that I came to know more about your kind. But the fact remains that the changing God is a scoundrel and a cheat, a man who breaks his word as easily as breathing. Inquisitive minds are the sharpest minds, though perhaps the most dull to speak with. Now tell me about yourself. He spreads his hand apologetically. I have a great deal to say about that subject. Most of it is interesting only to me. What is it you wish to know? So, what do you do for a living? I'm an investigator. What is my business? I see you ask with your eyes, and so I answer for you. I deal in strange and exotic Numenera. The Bloom is a crossroads, a fruitful place, and I see much of interest. My particular clientele demands items of an interesting nature, and they pay me well for it. Well enough that I can afford to pay my finders generously and remain solvent. How long have you been here? Quite some time, as ordinary humans measure it. I have made the Bloom my base of operations for a good 100 years. I've learned to avoid the political squabbles of its residents, for the political turns personal all too quickly. Personal, bloody. He smiles slightly. The ghosts of the past are always with us, and the Bloom more so. He looks away for a moment. Time changes us all. Justice comes on its own feet. It is best to let events take their own course, and to steer clear of entanglements one cannot control. So you haven't been in the Bloom your whole life? He looks faintly offended. By no means. I've traveled from the clock of Kala to the steadfast and seen the towering crystal skyfields. I have journeyed to the forge of the night sky, dodging fire whites and spills of magma. I stood upon metal moons to look down upon the earth and saw signs of life in the stars nearby. I have traversed time and space, bending light around the nebula belt, and seen myself transmuted briefly into pure thought. The Bloom is but a small stop. Speak of something else. So what are you doing here? I am looking for a useful and interesting Numenera, my friend. The Bloom is a crossroads of worlds, a place of power and pain, and a great many people from a great many places pass through here every day. I fund explorers, merchants, and other travelers who wish to bring back more for the collection, and I pay well. Who are your clients? She shrugs at Dragogen. I'm sorry on his behalf. He doesn't know better than to ask rude questions. God's child. You're gonna get us killed. He gives her a curt smile before turning to you. He shakes his head, the smile gone from his face. They are private individuals with no desire for their identities to be made public. They are collectors. That is all I will tell you. That is all I dare tell you. Now tell me about something of the people of the Bloom. I do not frequently indulge in gossip, but I see no harm in answering your questions. What about this Memavira? My old compatriot, I have told you what I wish to tell you. She is a hard woman in a hard position. She rose to her rank in the time-honored tradition of the Bloom, with bloody knife in hand. She rules in much the same way. Having seen some of the more legitimate governments of the world, her way simply seems more honest. Fortunately, the traditions of the Bloom are not finished with her yet. What about this area? Why do you remain here in particular? I remain here because a great number of things and people emerge from this particular entrance into the Bloom. I am equipped to deal with them, my friend, and to help with their needs, for I have traveled far and know much of the world. If they prove hostile, his smile turns dangerous, I am equipped for that too. Perhaps you will see what I mean someday. Can you tell me about the other people in this chamber? His voice lowers conspiratorially. You'll hear none of this from me, of course. Let me summarize. Near the well, you'll find Skydi, a small-time merchant. She seems different of late, though why I cannot say. In the fighting ring near her, you will see an eons-old killing construct waits for prey. Avoid it unless you wish to die. His gaze shifts. Near the great doors to the fortress, you'll see Bruska in the Memavira's hand and fist. particular friend of mine, though not particularly friendly to others, just as she wants it. He gestures. Then the slaver, Parson Flint, who claims to abide by the rules. Untrue, of course, if you have the shits. Of the others, my heart rests with Kiana. Is that the proper term? No, I empathize with her. She is here through no fault of her own, a victim of chance, a kind of spirit, and likely a dead one soon. Thanks for the info. These shanties are constructed entirely of tanned bloom flesh, a framework of harvest bone and gristle. It's a pulsating anus. This is the muscular orifice that first expelled you into the bloom. It quivers and clenches in agitation. Aha! Clenched buttocks.
Yeah,
I know the
that's
feeling.
Something I could do.
Why not?
What a beautiful landing. Captain gently departed.
Let's go all. You and me.
Jeez, oh, what do we have here? A panel has fallen away from the side of the crashed katana, exposing a compartment that is filled with machinery. Waves of energy radiate from it like heat haze. Most of the machinery in the compartment is smashed and unrecognizable, hanging by wires and strips of torn synth. In the open spaces between the machines, tiny vortices of light and energy occasionally spring into being, obliterate everything they happen to touch, and then vanish again. That sounds dangerous. You recognize the vortices as minuscule singularities in space-time. Their presence suggests that this katana is powered by a trans-dimensional power source, which might be accessible from its aft section. As your eyes grow accustomed to the weird, blurry haze, you notice a synth canister near the back of the compartment. It appears to be intact. If you stretch out your arm, you might be able to reach it, but if a vortex opens at the wrong time, you could be seriously hurt. Yeah, but I am the quick fingers master. Look at that. I don't even gotta spend nothing, I got 8%, but you know what, I don't feel like losing an arm. So let's just do it 100%. You reach into the compartment, fingers scrabbling at the smooth synth of the canister, trying to work it loose. A tiny vortex flares to life near your arm, but you snatch it away, and the vortex misses you by a few centimeters. With a final twist, you pull the canister free.
I'm ready to become even more heroic.
The canister is icy cold to the touch. On one end, you find the release valve. If you opened it all the way, the coolant would be sprayed out, freezing anything it touches. Oh wow, that's pretty goddamn powerful. Ah, we got some level ups. Sweet! Alright, I'm not over my cipher limit yet. I might want to give this to somebody else. I think I'm going to give it to Rin. She's got plenty of room. And she'd probably be the one that would be best suited to using it. Alright, let's do some level ups. Rin. Ah, sweet. This is going to get her to tier 3. Extra effort.
I look forward to trying this out.
Cipher Adept gets her conserve the next cipher used, allowing to be used a second time. Cannot be used with items that grant permanent bonuses. Awesome. That's pretty damn good. God of Change. +1 training and concentration skill. Sweet. So I can learn one of these. Yeah, that's decent. +1 armor. I'll take it. Get both the lore skills. Oh, I can only get one of them. Yeah, Bow Machiner. Sweet. So she's got one skill in concentration, so I can give her another. Well, right now she has 2 bonded items. Dolshin. Rin says this is another of her gods. It looks like a regular clone to you. So she's got 2 gods. So I don't know what the concentration skill, what good it's doing for her, because it doesn't tell me what the effects of these are. But her point concentration skill means she's not getting a negative effect from one of the whatever those are. Oh, this coin actually gave her the concentration skill. Okay, seems kinda useless. Or no, that's a different ability. Okay, than the Dolshin. So it's like I have a concentration skill that lets me not have the negative effect of one of the bonded items, but I don't know what the negative effects of the bonded items are, and I can't place another bonded item in here because there's no room. So, okay, well, whatever. There it is. I can't increase heavy weapons. That sucks. That's what I wanted to increase. By doing ability. Fell swoop. That's actually pretty good. That's a good ability.
I'm way better than I was before.
Now she's up to 25 hit points. That's good. It's not good, but it's better than what she was at. Wow, I'm at 4. I need rest. Let's increase her speed. Twice.
My enemies will fear me. Fear me more, I mean.
Trust and honesty are our
Definitely
bonds.
need to find a place to rest. Really close to dead. I mean, I could use a spray flush or something. What's up? We've got slaves, exiles,
All right.
here thugs. Okay, this is the slaver here. We'll talk to him eventually.
Fine.
Cultist. Give yourself to the bloom. Give yourself to its maws and achieve enlightenment. Okay. It's alright. I'll pass on giving myself to the maws, but thanks for the offer.
You can earn it by being my squire.
But I didn't ask for a story.
You say that now. Although, if you say it later as well, I'll have to tell myself stories. Again.
Oh, there's the merchant. What do you have, Scatty? Skivey? A pale, heavy-set merchant woman stands by an agitated knee. Her eyes seem to have trouble focusing on you, and when they do, she drops them, her hands nervously adjusting the scarf around her neck. Need help. Can't think. I must just... I'm Skivey. You here to trade? Why are you wearing that heavy scarf? Her eyes meet yours, and for a moment you almost think there's a pleading quality to them. They blaze with fury. It's none of your business. Leave it be. Or just sleep. Scarf? I forgot. I put it on to hide. Nothing. That's nothing. Tugging at the merchant's scarf reveals jagged, still bleeding teeth marks across her neck. She yelps in surprise and leaps away from you, hastily pulling her scarf back up. How dare you put your hands on me? Get away! Please, just leave us alone. She glances at her knee, eyes wide, like a child with a guilty conscience. Just leave us alone, she hisses, waving you away. I want to help. As you approach, Skyway's eyes widen in fear, darting momentarily toward her knee. I told you to leave me be. I'm not selling you anything. Can I talk to the Anin? The large and agitated beast looms over you. It is an Anin, a beast of burden. These creatures are normally docile, but this one bares its teeth and snaps at you as you draw near. It rakes the air with its stubby claws. Look, cries Eratus. The beast has blood on its mouth, and its mistress has blood on her neck. That means... Eratus's eyes widen. Foul and mean, feeding on your mistress like some feeding thing. Eratus strides forward, rolling up his sleeve and balling his fist. I'll handle this. Wait, Eratus. Punching it might not be the best option. Eratus turns, scowling. Punching is always the best option, unless you can skewer. Skewering is even better. He smiles benevolently. But please, tell me your other exciting options. We could examine it. To find the best place to punch it. Excellent idea. Examine to your heart's content. As you approach, it snaps its head forward, snarling. Oh yeah, quick fingers master. You got nothing, Anin. You got nothing. You jerk your hand back. The Anin's jaw snaps shut, scant inches from your fingertips. I don't want him to punch it. I don't want to start a fight here. Let's try to talk to Skye. Skye swallows hard as you face her, glancing back and forth between you and the beast. You know she adjusts her scarf over the teeth marks on her neck. I can help. Just tell me what's happening to you. My Anin, it feeds on me, suckles the blood from my neck. For some reason I can't. No, I don't want to make it stop. She shakes her head, trying to clear it. But that's a lie. I do want it to stop. Her voice quavers in terror. I think the bloom did this to my Anin and to me. Tied us together somehow. It's in our heads. I can hear it whispering to me. Fight the bloom, Skye. Concentrate on the whispers and drown them out. Push them from your mind. We 100% this. I got a big old pool to work with. You can see the woman struggle. Her whole body shakes. Faintly hear a whispering cacophony of sound, chittering and buzzing, lashing out in rage as it fights back. Then it falls silent. The merchant's eyes soften and focus. She shakes her head as if clearing it. I did it. The voices are gone. The Anin also shakes its head, snorts, and settles back on its haunches. The merchant turns to you with clear eyes. Thank you. I don't know what was wrong with me. The bloom got in my head and changed my Anin too. But I think she's back to her old self now. She hesitates and nods. You come back anytime you like. I'll give you a discount. It's the least I can do. Alright, well, about that discount, let's see what you got. Skye smiles warmly as you approach. Hello again, my friend. What can I do for you? Well, I'm gonna shop, but first let's talk a bit. I travel through here a lot, but maybe not after this. Too dangerous, no matter what the Numenera's guards say about her keeping it safe. She shrugs. Good chance for profit, though. Bloom folk need outside goods, and you can find unique things here. Things from other places. Still, once bitten, twice shy, if you know what I mean. I'm gone as soon as I sell the last of my stock. Now, what do you know about the Numenera? She nods her head at the imposing gates across the courtyard. They say she runs this place from that fortress over there. I've seen her though. I've never seen her though, just her thugs. It's almost like she doesn't dare come out. How did the bloom get into your head? I don't know. The bloom does strange things to you if you stay here long enough. My Anine and I drank water from the well. I might have something to do with it, or maybe not. But I'm not letting her drink it again, that's for sure. Pure as the cliffs, he said. Damn, that grizzler. How's your Anine now? Shaken, but better. Now that I know this can happen, I won't risk it happening again. I'm getting out of the bloom as soon as I sell my stock. We're not coming back. So what do you got? Spray flash. Slug spitter. Needler. Wow, that thing is pretty damn good. It's expensive though. Maul. Heavy crossbow. Crossbow. Charge. Shield. Great axe. Panacea. Heals 30 points of health on all allies in range. That's pretty damn good. Stelmira heals 20 points of health and removes all negative fettles from allies. Clockwork Strut, bonded artifact, plus 30% in evasion, plus 1 training in quick fingers skill, minus 2 armor, minus 1 training in endurance. I don't need the quick fingers, but the 30% evasion is damn good. And if I put it on my main character who has concentration, I wouldn't get the negative effect. Talisman of the Gentle Hierophant. +1 on all non-combat tasks. Oh, max effort +1. Max effort -1 on all attacks. It's useful. But I like this better. This would be awesome, but I can't afford it right now. So I can always come back. I mean, I could sell off some stuff. I still wouldn't be able to afford it really. Alright, well, now I know what's here. Let's
Yes.
see what's in this pool. I'm not going to drink it, but I want to find out. This pool is filled with yellowish water that falls from above. The surrounding bloom flesh is wet with hand and footprints, suggesting that this is a common place for bloom dwellers to wash and drink. The pool extends downward like the circular shaft of a well. It has a bottom. You can't see it from here. In the depths of the pool, you think you see something wriggling about. Oh, we're going to dive in, but it's not going to be me. It's going to be Ericus. Do your thing, Ericus. You plunge into the murky fluid. As you dive deeper, you see that the shaft opens into a much larger cavity. At the edge of the larger space, you reach the wriggling shape you saw from above and struggle to untangle it from a bony knot of bloom flesh. Finally, it slips free and you swim to the surface, reaching the top just before you run out of air. In the light of the courtyard, you see that the wriggling object is some sort of bloated worm. Its skin continually shifting from one material to another, silvery metal to pliable synth to leathery scales to other materials that you can't identify. It seems to be drawn to your exposed flesh, and it would likely fasten itself to your arm or leg if allowed to do so. It's a cipher. +6 armor, +3 resistance. Awesome! The skin of this bloated worm is continually shifting from one material to another, silvery metal to pliable synth to leathery scales to other materials that you can't identify. It seems to be drawn to your exposed flesh, and it will fasten to your arm or leg if allowed to do so. This would cause your skin to take on the same shifting properties as the worm, which will provide you with some additional protection. However, symbiotes like this creature rarely live long, so the effect will be short-lived. Sweet. Let's collect some of the fluid. Find a small discarded flask at the edge of the well and fill it with the yellowish fluid. I'm going to give that symbiote to Rin. She could definitely use something that can give her armor in case shit gets real. Sweet. This wagon is laden with basic supplies from outside the room. I was told to avoid weights for prey, so let's avoid, especially since I'm on 4 health. What's this?
Let's go.
What's this obelisk? The metal pylon, so polished it might be crystal, has been thrust into the bloom flesh at the junction of 2 armored neural axons. Whether the bulbous protrusions around it are an effect of the invasion, or whether it was the reason for the insertion in the first place is impossible to judge. Like so much of the bloom, it oozes both mystery and mucus. The pylon's purpose is unclear, and the polished metal reveals no further clues. You notice, however, that there's a deep sulcus in the blue flesh where it meets the pylon. The talc filling the crevice makes it impossible to tell what, if anything, is inside. Let's not reach into it just yet. The nodule is pink, pulsating and moist to the touch. The sheaths, by contrast, are hard and bone. Beyond that, it is a mystery. Alright, let's do it. This might kill me, but whatever. Your forearm deep in warm, mucousy taupe when your fingers brush against something with a hard edge. Obviously not part of the blue flesh, but also distinct from the pylon. Unfortunately, your touch has dislodged it and it begins sinking deeper into the crevice. Oh no, I'm grabbing it. Nice and easy. The quick fingers master. You plunge in deeper and catch hold of the metal object. With relief, pull your arm and the recovered object out with your mucousy sulcus. Sunspot icon. Opens a channel to the nearest celestial body. Fires a blast that deals 28 energy damage and confers blinded to the nearest enemy on each turn it is active. This metal object is small enough to rest easily in your hand. It is a small depiction of an astrophin monolith, engraved with peculiar glyphs that do not mean anything to you. If you slam or throw the tapering end to the ground, the object spreads metallic, root-like vines through the ground, and once embedded, it activates. When the icon is active, it acts as a conduit for energy tapped from the nearest celestial body, emanating a blazing power that scorches and blinds any unfortunate who draws too close. Let's get that to my keynote. Let's leave off here. Next time, we'll explore some more and try to find a place to rest. I mean, I have items that can heal me if necessary, but I'd rather not use them if I don't